Welcome to our podcast. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of indoor plants with dark green leaves. Let's get started.
Oh, I've been really looking forward to this. What's so special about these plants?
Well, plants with dark green leaves aren't just stunning to look at, they actually
Right.
have some amazing benefits.
Like what?
For starters, they purify the air, removing
Mm-hmm.
toxins and releasing fresh oxygen.
I did hear about that. Does that mean they're good for our health?
Absolutely. They can improve mental health by reducing stress and anxiety,
Yeah,
and they even help regulate indoor humidity levels.
that's impressive. So they're not just decorative?
Exactly, they are like natural air filters, making our
Right.
homes healthier places to live.
Speaking of decoration, which plants would you recommend?
Well, there are several great options. The snake plant, for example, is super easy to care for and has those striking
Yeah.
upright leaves.
Isn't that the one that's also called mother-in-law's tongue?
Yes, that's the one. And then there's the philodendron with its
Oh, I
lush,
love
heart-shaped
those.
leaves.
But aren't philodendrons a bit tricky to care for?
Not really. They actually thrive in low-light conditions,
Really?
and they're quite forgiving if you forget to water them occasionally.
That's good to know. What about pothos? I've heard they're similar.
Yes, pothos are fantastic. They're also called devil's
Right.
ivy, and they're great for hanging baskets.
And they have those beautiful trailing vines, don't they?
Exactly. And the dracaena is another excellent choice with its
Mm-hmm.
bold, dark green leaves often edged with red or yellow.
I've seen those. They're quite striking. But how about the ficus?
Oh yes, the ficus is a classic. It's like bringing a small tree indoors,
Yeah,
giving a room an instant touch of nature.
but don't they need a lot of light?
They do prefer bright, indirect light, but many varieties are quite adaptable, so they can
Interesting.
do well in different environments.
That's great. So how do we care for these plants? Any special tips?
Well, most of them are pretty low maintenance. It's important to water them when the soil feels
Right.
dry, but avoid overwatering to prevent root rot.
And what about fertilizer? Do they need it often?
Fertilizing once a month with a general purpose fertilizer is usually sufficient to keep
Okay.
them healthy.
I've heard that pruning is important too.
Yes, pruning helps keep the plants looking their best and encourages new growth. Just remove any dead or yellowing leaves with sharp shears.
Got it. Any pests we should watch out for?
Well, they can occasionally attract pests like aphids or mealybugs, but
Oh,
regular
no.
inspection and cleaning can prevent infestations.
That's reassuring. I read that these plants can even improve sleep. Do you think that's true?
Absolutely. Plants like the snake plant release oxygen at night, which
Really?
can help improve sleep quality.
That's amazing. So they're not just pretty, they're functional too.
Exactly. They enhance our living spaces aesthetically and contribute to our well-being,
Yeah.
which is a win-win.
I'm convinced. I'm going to pick up a few of these plants this weekend.
That's great. Just remember to choose the ones that suit your home's light conditions,
Right.
and you'll be all set.
Thanks for the tips. This has been really enlightening.
My pleasure. It's always fun to share the joy of plants
Absolutely.
and how they can make our homes better places.